Hi, welcome back to the layout. Usually in the summertime not that much happens on the model railroad, but this summer a few things did get done. Let's take a look. Starting right here near Owasso, I've added a new pole barn. This was made from the Walther's maintenance garage kit. Your typical pole barns that you see throughout Michigan. Got the door open, so when we're done plowing the field, we can put the tractor away. A couple of their little souvenirs include this teepee, which is going to be some gathering place here at the campground. I also found this construction vehicle would have hauled the signage and the cones for when they block off the road, because eventually I'd like to put a kind of like a little road work scene right in here. On the highway we have Kevin's Trucking. Along the Canadian Lock in Sault Ste Marie, Ontario, is this old emergency swing gate, which is used to close off the channel in case of, well, an emergency. And it's basically looks like a little red bridge, and there's a couple components that can be slid down to cut off the flow of water. So I bought a little end scale bridge and painted it red to represent that emergency swing gate. For a couple of years now, I've been looking at this Walther's Culver's kit and never really had a place to put it, but I always thought it was a cool building. Well, finally this summer, my daughter convinced me to pick it up because I realized it actually would fit in this spot here in Alpena just about right. If you recall, there used to be one of the Menards buildings here, the dollar store and strip mall. That's been moved somewhere else, and I'll show you that here in a second. But I really like the way that this Culver's came together. Even comes with a little street sign, and it says something up there about the Butterburgers and custard. And the little van there to drive through is also new. It's even got a couple of the tables that sit out front with those iconic blue umbrellas. Here's a truck and bus assembly plant in Flint. I've added a background building, background flat, to make the assembly plant industry look a little bigger, because in reality this industry goes like that way, a good quarter mile, half mile, maybe more. So I wanted to make the footprint a little bit bigger to represent the real thing better. And right across from the assembly plant is where I've moved the dollar store. I still have to pick up the cord so that I can plug it back in and light it up. Now for the biggest change. As the thumbnail would have suggested, I finally moved the scratch-built 1,000-foot freighter into the Soo lock here. It's always meant to go there from the time I first planned up the idea of scratch building it. So it was built to fit the lock almost perfectly, length and width. So this would be the Poe lock in real life that freighter is coming out of, upbound towards Lake Superior. We'll come around this way and get another look at it. Moving this freighter into there was no easy task. So what I had to do was set it on a mop bucket that has wheels, carefully rolled it around from where it was, which was on the other side of this wall here, right here. Rolled it around, and then under the layout into this aisleway back here, and then I had to lift it up into place. Now fortunately it's not too heavy, even though it is made out of wood. So about 15 minutes it took to get it from here to there. The wheelhouse does come off, so I set that aside so I wouldn't break it. And I was real careful with the boom crane, of course. But yeah, I think it looks really good sitting there in the lock. The freighter's not finished. I have to finish the railing plus a bunch of the deck detailing and other things like the signage with the name and whatnot. So you might be wondering, what goes in the place of where this was sitting? Let's go take a look. Here is where the 1,000-footer used to sit, and I'm replacing it with one of the Sylvan kits. I added a couple of the extra hull sections to make it a little bit longer. The Sylvan kits are kind of nice because the hull pieces, for the most part, come pre-formed. All you have to do is glue them together. Of course, paint it to the color you want and take it from there. I built the freighter up to the point you see it in only 2 days. And one of those days was just painting it and waiting for the paint to dry. Of course, it's not finished either. It's definitely under construction. But this kit came with enough parts, plus I had a few parts from the other freighters that I built, so where I can pretty much finish detailing them. There's 2 versions of this boat available. There's this one that you see here. Then there's one that has wider hatches, which goes along with the Walther's Hillet Unloader. I went with the narrower hatches because on my prototype they used bridge cranes like this one here, and you can see the bucket that would come down inside. And this is another cool thing about this freighter, is it has an interior, although you probably can't see it all that well. Okay, I shouldn't say it has an interior, I added that myself, but the hatches are all removable, so that it's really easy to make an interior. And there's some iron ore down in there that the bucket here would come down and grab and unload it on the dock here. This particular freighter is modeled without the self-unloading boom crane. Someday I might add one though, which would be mounted back here, and it would sit over the back section of the deck. I'll do a quick pan over everything. This freighter here is not modeled after any one particular freighter. It's going to be meant to represent many different freighters that have been out on the Great Lakes. I have an idea for a name, and I'll run that by you in the future. And look at all the little parts. These are mostly detail parts though, and I can use these on all three freighters. Like I have enough anchors there for 2 of them, a bunch of doors and dock parts and portholes. So yeah, here's the box it came in. Well, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed. Hopefully more updates to come soon. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below. And I'll see you next time.